So this is a follow-up to the previous video. I got my hat on backwards for this one. This is how you know, yeah, people don't really want to work, but they will still stay broke at the same time. They will have free time on their hands, be broke, be poor, and complain about a cost of living crisis, but still don't want to work. I want you to do this. And you know what? The reason why I thought of this is because basically a while back, I remember I was driving my car. And basically, obviously, I got a bunch of properties in that. One of my flats is on the other side of this Northampton area. So I done a test at some woman's house. You know, one of them universal credit house is like, yo, yeah, one of them sort of people there, innit? So I remember, like, obviously, I done a test at her yard. Then the following month, I must have been driving in that local area. And I see her walking into the food bank. Now, the food bank, it's a community centre, but they hold like food bank or whatever. I've never been in one before, obviously. So anyway, I just thought of her. I don't know why the hell I thought of this chick. Yeah, man, don't fantasize over a woman. You understand? But I just thought of her. She ain't even a chick, man. This woman was like fucking 45, 50 years old. Anyway, boom. I thought to myself, do you know what, yeah? If I'd said to her, like, right now, today, or next week, not that I will be seeing her again. If I said to her, yo, I've got some cleaning that needs to be done. It's just around the corner, 2-minute walk. Would you be up for it? She'll say no. But you're going to the food bank. I promise you, there's so many people right now, yeah, that will turn down work and money and jobs and that. I want you to do this. This is a little experiment. If you're real, you would do this, yeah? More than likely, your mum is broke. More than likely, your mum's poor. Yeah, more than likely your mum's living in a council house so she don't own her own property. Even if she does own her own property, there are people who are paying a mortgage who are struggling. Most people right now in a cost of living crisis, they're moaning about gas, electricity and water bills. Most people, what is September next month, let's give it till November and that. Most people, even when it gets cold, they're not turning on their heating and that. I want you to say to your mum, just pretend, just make this up, just lie. Say to your mum, I know someone who lives 2 minutes around the corner. Just around the corner, they need some cleaning doing, yeah? Not no heavy, dirty cleaning. You won't even need to clean any toilets. Just wipe down some surfaces and windows and doors and whatever and that. Light stuff, yeah? We ain't diving in no sewers around here, yeah? I want you to say to your mum, someone around the corner needs some cleaning doing, yeah? Just for a couple of hours and that here and there. Would you be up for it? Watch her say no. Guaranteed. Watch her say no, blood. People don't want to work. People don't want to grow up. People are lazy. But then they will still and sit and complain about the state of this country, how there's not enough jobs and that. You know people don't want to work. You know people don't want jobs. Do you remember before, yeah, when they were saying that people who are on benefits, maybe after a certain period of time or something like that, they have to do voluntary work or else they'll lose their benefits? Do you know there were people getting angry and vexed and complaining about it? That means you don't want to work. That means if the government tell you, yeah, your benefits will be stopped unless you work for the benefits or whatever, and I go and work in a charity shop or some bullshit like Tesco's or whatever. If the government said they will stop your benefits unless you work, if you get angry at that, that means you don't want a job. That means you don't want to work. It's not no crazy work where you're diving in sewers or working in some inhumane conditions and that. You just be in a shop, retail, Tesco, stacking shelves, whatever and that. Whatever. Maybe litter picking, I don't know. If you don't want to work, that means, if you get angry about having to work, that means you just don't want to work. You're just lazy. A lot of people in this country are lazy. How can you be at the bottom of the socio-economic scale? You've got young people or younger people like me who are turning 33 next month, sitting on 6 properties, outdoing you, outclassing you. If this was a race, I'd have lapped you over 6 times and that. How the hell, yeah, can you sit back and just think, yeah, I'll just coast along? Crazy. The craziest thing is as well, yeah, I'm more successful than 99.9% of people I walk past in the street, and I work harder than them. Yeah? When they can't be able to work, I work. Yeah? When, like, this is crazy. Obviously, I spoke about this before, innit? Yeah? Like, when I was doing the weekends and that over, like, the Christmassy sort of January, February period and that, I would go to Wagamama's after work, innit, on a Saturday. And there'll be people sitting down in there, and I'll look around and think to myself, none of these people would ever work on a Saturday or would like to work on a Saturday. Me, I was begging for work on a Saturday, you know. They would never want to work on a Saturday. They would never beg for work on a Saturday. But then in 10, 15 years' time, when they're struggling, they will wonder why. It's because you're not willing to work. You're not willing to work. I'm more successful than 99.9% of people walking planet Earth, and I worry that I'm not doing enough. If I'm awake, I'm working. This is work, yeah? Everything is work. Cutting up videos for my TikTok, YouTube, making reaction videos for Patreon and that. This is work. And it's working out, yeah? And it's helping, yeah? So this is why I got little multiple streams of income and that, because all I do is fucking work. Crazy. I remember I told some older people, this was back when I had 5 properties and that, yeah? I told this older woman, I don't know, it come up in conversation. I said, I got 5 properties. She was like, you what? I said, I got 5 properties. She was like, Jesus. Anyway, we went downstairs. She was like, I don't know what the guy's name is. John, come in here. He's like, what? This guy's coming. She was like, this young man, he's got 5 properties. He was like, fair play to you. Yeah, fucking fair play. Do you know why? Because I put the fucking work in. These are over 60 years old. They ain't got no property. Do you know why? Because they weren't working on the weekends. And if they did work on the weekends, they didn't save that money and do something good with it. They didn't do something productive with it. They worked on the weekend, took that money and went on a fucking holiday. No, I'm going to work on the weekend, take that money, save it and go and buy properties with it. And that's exactly what I did. The reason why I was working on those weekends and begging for money on the weekends is because I was saving up to get the money for this property. Literally, I pretty much had it, but I had to make sure I had more. You understand? Because obviously I anticipated having to pay about 20 grand in corporation tax, yeah, HMRC and that. So yeah, I had 20 grand for the money for the deposit for this property and that. But the fucking HMRC wanted 20 grand from me. So yeah, it's all well and good having a deposit for a property and that, but if you know HMRC want 20 grand from you, whoa, you have to minus 20 grand off of your deposit and that. So I had to go and work on the weekends. Yeah. This is why I'm in the position that I'm in right now. Because man don't stop working. Yeah. Anyway, man, that's it for today, man.